Hi guys, it's April and I garden down in southeast Nebraska, zone 5B. And today I am going to sit down and I'm going to make all of my carrot seed tape. I like to make my seed tape myself because that means I can choose what kind of varieties of plants that I'm actually planting. I don't have to rely on some company deciding which seeds are worth making seed tape out of. And I only do this with my carrots because it's just easier for me to set up all of the carrot seeds in tape and then lay the tape down. Otherwise, it's a lot of thinning and trying to get these really tiny seeds into these straight rows, and I'm not about that. So seed tape is what I have done for the past 2 years, and it's worked fairly well for me, but that's also my environment, my climate, my growing situation. I know it doesn't work for everybody, but here's me being me. Now I do have 8 different varieties of carrots that I'm gonna set up seed tape for. I'm only going to make enough for a square foot of each of these varieties. I have a limited space and I'm not 100% sure where all of these are gonna go yet, but that's usually how I do it. I do a square foot of a type of seed. And before I take you over to my desk to show you how I make the seed tape, I'm gonna tell you what varieties I have. So I have 2 new varieties that I'm going to be doing this year, and both of them are from Johnny Seeds. The first one is Dragon, and the second one is Deep Purple. I have found that the dark deep purples are by far my favorite kind of carrot. There's something about them that I love. So a lot of my varieties that I plant are in that kind of vein, but I do have some yellow and orange carrots as well. So I'm not completely goth with my carrots at this point, but I'm getting fairly close. And apparently I need to pay attention to what I have in my hand before I make comments, because I also am trying the Pusa Asta Black from Baker Creek. I didn't realize this was in my hand and it's new. It's early in the morning. I'm sorry. Otherwise, these last 5 I planted last year, and the first one is the Black Nebula carrot, and this is from M.I. Gardner. I have the I'm not gonna say this right, Paracine carrot from Baker Creek. This is a short stumpy carrot that's just adorable and the guinea pigs loved him. I've also got the Uzbek gold carrot, the cosmic purple, and the Rouge Sang carrot. So those are all of the carrot varieties that I'm gonna make seed tape out of. So I'm gonna take you to my desk. I'm gonna show you my process. Roll up my sleeves so I don't make a mess of myself. So what I use to make seed tape is I have my ruler out so I can measure out how big I want my tape. I have a roll of 1-ply toilet paper, which, as you can see, we're gonna get about 3 pieces per foot. I have a plate that I put my seeds on. I have a bowl that I'm gonna make my glue mixture in. This is just a reusable mascara wand, but I use this end of the wand to put my dots of glue. I have a pen so that I can mark what type each strip is. I've got flour and I've got water. Of course, I've also got all my seeds, but that's kind of a given. I'm going to just start at the top of my pile. This is going to be the Rouge Sang. I don't even know if I'm going to get a square foot of that, so we will make as much as we possibly can. Okay, so we need to mix up our glue mixture. So this is not a science. I do this by feel. We're going to get a little bit of that flour in there. Then I'm going to open the water. Just pour a little bit, not too much, because you want almost a paste. And so sometimes I have to go back and forth because I've made it too watery or I haven't made it watery enough. I'm actually going to add a little bit more flour. Of course, now the sun's coming in. Okay, the seed tape. What I like to do is I like to fold it over once. And then open it back up. So I know the middle of the tape is going to be right here. Now here, we're going to go 1/2 inch in. And we're going to leave a dot. And then we're going to move 1 inch over and leave another dot. And you're going to move another inch and leave another dot. And I'm going to do this all the way down the tape. And I should get about 12 seeds per tape. There we go. This is where it gets a little sketchy. Take the plate, pick up a seed, and drop a seed on a dot. And you got, there we go. Sometimes I'll wet my finger a little bit and it makes it easier. Oh no, come off. There you go. Come on. And then after you get a seed per dot, you'll refold this over. And then you'll press lightly so that glue grabs the other side. And then you have a seed tape. You'll just let this dry for a couple of hours. And then I will be planting carrots out in May, April or May, depending on how the weather is. And this will keep until then. I'm going to label this RS. And then I'm going to set this aside. And this is just the process I do. I'll repeat this until I have all the tape I want for the season. I won't make more than that because I'm not entirely sure how long something like this keeps. I haven't looked that up. I'm guessing you could probably get away with 6 months, possibly a year. A year might be pushing it. But I don't know why you would want to make too much at once if you don't have plans to use it up. And a lot of times I'll do this, I'll just turn something on the TV or on my computer, and I'll listen as I make all of my tape. Some people probably will find this tedious, and I get that. But honestly, I find it a little calming. Sometimes you get 2 seeds, that's okay. Oops, drop the seed. So usually if I'm making a square foot of carrot seed tape, I'll make 6 of that type. So I've got 2 right now. In theory, I need to make 4 more to fill that whole foot of space. Given how much seed I have, I maybe have enough for 2 more pieces of tape, and then I'll have to put this on my repurchase list for next year. I won't do it for this year because I think I have enough seeds, and maybe this is just all for the best. But I'm just gonna work away on doing the rest of this seed packet. I will write down the shorthand key in my gardening journal so that I don't lose track of what each of the abbreviations mean. In case you were wondering how I remember that in 4 or 5 months. Might be able to get 1 more seed tape out of that. So almost the square foot I wanted. Now, because I'm making this way, the toilet paper will dissolve, it will break down over time, and so will the glue because it's just flour and water. And I did use coconut water just because that's what I had on hand. I don't enjoy drinking coconut water, but I had a bottle of it from a sample of something. I don't even remember. So I thought I would use it here because otherwise it's probably not gonna get used. But normal tap water or any kind of bottled water, just some kind of water. The idea is just to use natural ingredients so that it can just break down around the carrot. Now I have some of these seed flakes, but I don't think they'll amount to anything, so I'll probably just put them back in the seed packet and they'll probably end up just being tossed. So I've got 5 of the 6 that I wanted for this variety of carrot. I will take what I have. I don't want to be too aggressive because you don't want to accidentally break through the toilet paper. And that's really all it takes. At this point, it's just going to be the time. You're just going to need time to do this. So there you have it, the process I go through to make my seed tape. I'm not going to record me doing all of my seed tape because that would just be ridiculously long. But to make those 5 strips, it only took me according to my recording, it took me about 15 minutes. So it's not too bad. Now after those dry, I have these giant 2-gallon Ziploc bags. I will put the seed tapes in here until I am ready to go and plant them outside for the season. And like I said, I will write down a key in my gardening journal, which I might as well just start now before I forget, because heaven knows I will. By the time I'm done, I should have 8 different entries into this journal that I can look back in a couple months from now when I'm planting out. And I'm setting up my digital garden journal where I actually log what I'm doing that day, what the temperature high and low is, how much rainfall we got. And then I also have a garden layout in that journal. So that's when I will point to where each thing is actually planted. I will log the date that all of the varieties were planted out, and then I can keep track how long it takes them to sprout, and then how much I harvest off of them. With that being said, that is all I have for you today. I'm going to spend a good couple of hours finishing off my seed tape. I do know it is going to probably be a couple weeks, probably the beginning of February, where I actually start seeds indoor. First one is going to be celery, and then onions, and then I have a whole list of things that I've got set up in my seed starting section of my digital garden journal. So I know kind of when I'm going to be starting some of those. So if you want to join me with starting those seeds, subscribe down below, hit the bell, do all the things to get all of the notifications. Otherwise, I hope to see you again in another video. And I heard your beautiful faces.